He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still, the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phill Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right, Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader here live on a Friday. Happy Friday, everyone who is listening, however you're listening, wherever you're listening here on 1430 ESPN. Good to be here on this August 1st. That's right, first day of August. And you know what that means with the first day of August, which means we are getting closer and closer to football. High school football begins this month. We got NFL football in the preseason side of things. We had a game last night. We'll talk about that. All of that great stuff here in the month of August. Trade deadline come and gone. We went through that as far as MLB is concerned yesterday. So much happening, and we are way past the halfway point of the calendar year. So hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves on this Friday. Hope you got some great weekend plans coming up. So, and we hope to send you off in good fashion to that weekend. We're going up to 340 today. That's right, 340, because the Giants are out in the East Coast there against the New York Mets today. They're facing the New York Mets, which means pregame starts at 340. First pitch starts at 4:10. So we will bow out away from them for the baseball game on 1430 ESPN. So that's what we got on the docket today. And big thanks to Tony D for tossing it to us in the previous segment. Tony D, who was in the last hour. Tony D Show, Sportsline Bulldog Hour, Tony D from 2 to 3 on the weekdays, usually on there. And so if you want to listen to him live, on demand, on 1430 ESPN app, 1430ESPNFresno.com, those are the locations to do so. Also, we have our other shows, like I said, Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN, normally from 3 to 6. We also have Paul Metters' show, which makes its grand return next Saturday. That's right, August 9th. Paul Metters will be back on 1430 ESPN from 10 a.m. to noon on Saturdays, live from First String Sports. So Paul Metters will be providing that, and that's an exciting debut to have coming up next Saturday, 8 days from today. We have the Lee's Air Hotline, 559-320-1430 is the way to reach us for the Lee's Air Hotline. 559-320-1430 is the way to get into the conversation here on today's show. We also have the Lee's Air Weather Check sitting at 98 degrees tonight, getting up to 99 by the next hour or so. There we go. That's what we got on the docket. Warm temperatures. It's summer, folks. It's what it is here in the Central Valley. Sitting around the high 90s pretty much all weekend here in the Central Valley. We'd get a little bit of a dip on Monday, but back up to it by Thursday, Friday. We could see triple digits. I'm not saying we will see triple digits by the Friday of next week. So it looked a little more unpalatable a few days ago, but it looks like it's getting a little bit better as far as those projected temperatures. So anyways, you'll be fine. We're Central Valleyans. We know what we're doing here. All right. We are live in this 3 o'clock hour also as well. 3 o'clock hour brought to you by Clovis Truck Center, formerly known as Linex at Clovis. They're the first, the biggest, and still the best in the Central Valley here. And they are bigger than the bedliner. And a reminder that you can find Clovis Truck Center over in Old Town Clovis. They are located just south of the Clovis Rodeo Grounds there. So be sure to stop by my friends over at Clovis Truck Center for all your trucking SUV car needs. They can do it all and really, trust me, they can get you in and out in a day, in less than a day for you over at Clovis Truck Center. So be sure to stop by and say hi to my friends over there in Old Town Clovis. So that's right. We are rocking and rolling here on the show. Very little time to get to everything that we got here. And so we will not waste any time. Of course, we have our folks behind the glass today for the next 40-ish minutes, 35-ish minutes here. Making his grand return to the mic. It's been a few weeks. Tanvir is back on this Friday. Tanvir, how are we doing? How was vacation?
It was good. Good to be back. I was thinking that I was gonna be lost in what to do around here again, but it all came back to me, so I'm happy about that.
It's like riding a bike, right? It's like
Right.
just getting right back to it as far as that's concerned. And also joining us today, and unfortunately for you fans of Julia out here, Julia's last day with us here for the summer. Julia, you're in your feels yesterday about Yaz, and I got to imagine you're in your feels about today on the show.
Yes, I am very much in my feels. It's been such a great experience being here, and so I'm definitely very sad to be leaving.
Well, we're sad to see you go, but of course, you've been a really great part of this show and real helpful in everything we've been doing here and behind the bench, includes all the video stuff, the things you see on the video stream. Julia's been really a big part of that as far as that's concerned. Once again, by the way, I didn't even remind you folks, we're all live on YouTube right here on 1430 ESPN, ESPN Fresno, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all of those platforms. We're live for you there, so be sure to tune in there. But Julie's been a great part of that, and getting all of the lower thirds and all of the bells and whistles rolling and making sure everybody looks good for the cameras here. So Julia, appreciate your effort and your work on that.
Thank you. It's been so great to be here, so thank you for allowing me this opportunity.
Of course, the opinions also very welcome as well. And so we're going to be talking about just a little bit of quick hitters. We're going to get into what we're watching for this weekend, dive into some other sports talk for today. But I think we have to lead off with we had football last night, folks. We had football, and that was the Lions and the Chargers. And, yes, I'm leading with preseason football because, man, there wasn't much else last night to watch as far as that's concerned. I think we only had like 3 MLB games, and one got rained out by the 5th inning. Although I will say one game last night, I don't know if you saw Braves and Reds in the box score that turned into. Both teams scored 8 runs each in the 8th inning. Last night it was 3-3 going into the 8th. It ended up being 11-11 by the end of the 8th inning. I gotta wonder if there's a statistic out there of how long that 8th inning lasted between the Braves and the Reds. If one of you want to look that up real quick. Braves ended up winning 12-11 last night in extras. And then the Mariners ended up winning as well. Preseason football last night, Chargers and Lions, very one-sided affair. Some stuff stood out to me last night more in the mechanics of how games could look this year as far as that's concerned. Although I will say, former Niner, Trey Lance, I say would be the shining star in last night. Of course, you don't take much in terms of performance in stuff of it, kind of feeling like it was a little more of a robust roster the Chargers were throwing out there as opposed to the roster that the Lions are throwing out there. But Tanvir, you're back. I'll get you the mic here real quick. What would you make of the Trey Lance performance last night? I felt like he was kind of the star going out of last night's game.
Yeah, for sure. I think Trey Lance, when he wasn't a San Francisco 49ers quarterback after Brock Purdy became a phenomenon, it was more or less this guy hasn't been given the chance to really shine, because even when he did start, he only started for 2 games. So it was nice to see Trey Lance was out there doing his thing. I thought he looked much more polished. I'm not going to say he's still a number 3 overall pick type of quarterback, but I still think I like what I saw out of him last night.
Well, they were comparing, especially him getting in that system, right, with Harbaugh. You know, Roman's the offensive coordinator, and they were talking about comparing him kind of like Kaepernick in a way of if he ends up having to kind of take over for Herbert if Herbert gets hurt in any form or fashion, that at least Greg Roman has the ability to kind of turn him into that kind of quarterback, which frankly took a team to a Super Bowl. So right. I wonder if that's any factor of it. So I don't know if it means anything in the scheme of what the Chargers are going to look like, but the Chargers look fantastic. The Lions, you know, the defense of the Chargers really wreaked havoc on the Lions last night.
Yeah.
Just kind of felt like the Lions didn't want to be there. It just kind of went through the motions last night. I didn't see much from Detroit last night.
Yeah, Kyle Allen, not good at all.
Woof.
I was looking for a little bit more out of Isaac Tesla. He only got 3 looks though, and
they were talking about him a lot. Tesla Law or whatever. How do you say it?
Tesla.
Yeah.
Our receiver, but he's very aggressive in his 2 pitches. But yeah, I think that he's a guy you could probably see get more and more in the offense, possibly as a third for this team later on in the year. So I was looking more at him. Amari and Hampton only got 2 touches. So overall, like guys that I'm looking out for this season, I out to, and they didn't really get that many touches.
Did you get a chance to watch some of the football last night? Let's just get a sense of we're back with the football side of things, just seeing some of the game last night.
Yeah, I mainly tuned in the sense I just kind of had it in the background, like had the feelings going. My mom's cooking, just get the vibes back, but I wasn't
like fall.
super like tuned into the game because I feel like these games aren't anything like super important. So
one thing to note though last night that I paid attention to, and it kind of just happened upon the broadcast, they had the measurement system pop up where they were like digitally figuring out, or however they were figuring it out, where the first down was, if a team actually made the first down. It looked, from the one time I saw it, it looked like I believe it was the Lions that gained the first yardage by a significant amount. But they used the system, stopped the game for, I would say, about 40 seconds, and they moved along with it. I don't know if I enjoyed the momentum killing of that a little bit. I do think it was a little bit of a clunky a format of how they went about it. I wonder if it's going to be implemented a little bit better, that at least that while teams are in their sets of figuring out what play is coming up, at least the ref will then have a way to make that move. But then again, you determine your play call based off of whether you have a first down or not. So either way, it's going to be clunky in that sense of the implementation. But then again, what is more clunky than chains and men trying to locate where the football is going to be? So what did we think of last night, the presentation of the new measurement system, and if this is something that just feels like football needed for a little bit? Did it work for you guys last night? Did you guys see any of that footage last night?
Yeah, I saw it. I think it's cool. I think that obviously it's only for like to replace the chain gang basically, and they're still going to be there as a backup. The only thing that I have a concern with is it doesn't really solve errors in terms of like spotting the ball. So that's a little bit of a weird concept to have this thing, but not for spotting where the actual ball was. I think if we're going to do it, you might as well just go all the way with it. But overall, I still think it was a good system. I just think it's going to take a little bit of time for fans of the NFL, especially longtime fans, to kind of get used to it.
What about for you, Julia?
Yeah, I feel like I really didn't mind it. I thought it was kind of interesting what they were doing, and I think it speeds up the process a little bit more, which I think is kind of cool. And I think it doesn't take that much away from what the chain gang's work is, so I was fine with it.
I think it get really akin to kind of like when we have the ABS system eventually in baseball. It's like the umpire is going to there make predominantly mostly the balls and strikes calls, and if that needs to be evaluated further, if the call feels egregious or it's missed, then you can go to it. And I feel like if you implement it in that fashion, I'm okay with that kind of blend of human element versus what we have in the pinpoint precise measurement of where the football will be. So if we live in that world, I think I can be okay with that. Like in those situations, like last year when we thought Josh Allen made that fourth down play, and it looked like he may have done it, and then obviously replay says otherwise. So it's those situations. I'll take that kind of finite look at what it'll look like as far as where the football is concerned, but I don't want it every other play. I don't want it every first down. I don't want it at every close stoppage. Feels like the game will go way longer in terms of that. I feel like I lose momentum. Football is a momentum sport in terms of whether you want to run hurry up. What if a team wants to run hurry up, but then we have to stop and look at the measurement kind of thing and all that kind of stuff as far as that concerned, catch the team off guard, all that kind of stuff. So there will be some gamesmanship in between all of this, and so I'm wondering if we lose it a little bit based off of because we get buzzed down and have to look at it in that way. So that was one of the things I looked at as far as that. Other than that, it was great to have football back. It was great to listen to the Hall of Famers interviewed during the game as well. I love Jared Allen just looked great as ever with his mullet. He's just exuding greatness.
I loved the where they had the side by side of mullets, and it was like 4, and he was which one is the best one?
Yeah, Yager, Bosworth, and who was the other one? Agassi.
Agassi, yeah.
Agassi is the other one as far as that's concerned. Mullets are in, man. Mullets are in. I don't know if you can rock a mullet, you can rock a mullet. Some people just can't. So some people can. Sterling Sharp was great. Antonio Gates was fantastic. And who was the other? Eric Allen. Awesome stuff. Julia, did you look up that Reds Braves? I know you were looking it up. Did you find anything on that Reds Braves inning?
I didn't find anything. I read through a couple articles, and there wasn't really anything about the time.
Got to imagine it took like an hour.
Oh, it was probably insane.
Yeah. Anyways, that was. I sent that box score to my friends, and I said drunk, and it's calling X's. That's how drunk the game was. It was drunk, and it was calling X, whoever. So, and there's levels, and maybe when Asa comes in at some point on this show, we'll go over the tiers of how drunk a game can get in terms of like where you can qualify what a drunk game is based off of per sport. We may have to do a full breakdown of that because there are levels. There is a belligerent level. There is pissing in the alley. There's all kinds of different things when it comes to the level of how ridiculous a football, baseball, any kind of game.
I want examples.
I will look up examples. Yeah, yes. We may have to do some research. It might be a big project for us. We're going to be off until Wednesday after this show, so there will be a lot of time to do the research and development on this side of things in essence. So, all right. Why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we're going to do, Julia's favorite segment, 50 States in 50 Days Trivia, one more time before she goes. State of Florida. I think you can do this. And then we'll do some What Are We Watching This Weekend and preview the Giants. All coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Hi, I'm Jim Schaefer with Helena Agri-Enterprises. At Helena, we lead with agronomy, and crop health plays a crucial role in maximizing production. You can visit helenaagri.com to find your local Helena retailer and learn more about Helena's products and solutions. Summer temperatures and droughty conditions are rapidly approaching in the Central Valley, which isn't ideal for farming. These environmental stresses can impact yields significantly, so how do we fight against this? At Helena, we have a product called Megafol. Megafol contains a precision blend of plant extracts that improves crop vitality and helps defend against environmental stressors like heat and drought. So how does it work? Simply put, the plant extracts in Megafol upregulate genes that produce specific proteins in the crop. More of these proteins means the crop can function at a higher level under stress conditions and less energy is spent on recovery. At Helena, we lead with agronomy, and crop health plays a crucial role in maximizing production. You can visit helenaagri.com to find your local Helena retailer and learn more about Helena's products and solutions.
As of today, the 30% federal solar tax credit is still available for homeowners looking to save energy and money, but it's scheduled to be phased out on December 31st, 2025. The time to call Donald P. Dick is now, 255-1644. Let Mr. Cool show you how to drive down the cost of home energy. The deadlines for installing solar and taking advantage of the tax credits are December 31st. Call Mr. Cool at 255-1644.
At FFB, we know behind every business is a person. That's why we're more than a bank. We're a partner, a farming-focused bank for hard workers, a future-forward bank for big dreamers, and a family-friendly bank for the next generation of owners. From first ideas to major milestones, we're here to help you chase your goals and score big. So what can FFB mean for your business? Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together.
Hey, it's Phill Benotti from Behind the Bench for my friends at Valley Athletics, the new go-to sports facility in the Central Valley. Founded by Valley legend Vance Wahlberg and former Bulldog volleyball coach Jonathan Winder. Valley Athletics allows athletes to really shine at volleyball, basketball, and pickleball. Visit valleyathletics.co right now to learn more about enrolling in our current volleyball and basketball offerings that include league play. That's valleyathletics.co, proud sponsors of high school athletics.
Welcome to the 65th anniversary celebration at Fashion Furniture, where you'll find the best names like Flex Steel, Bassett, Michael Nicholas, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, and so much more. Savings up to 40% on selected items with 0% financing. And with every sale, Fashion Furniture will donate to Central Valley Honor Flight. Help us celebrate 65 years and help send a veteran to Washington. Only at Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Sports fans, whether you're gearing up for your next adventure or simply searching for the perfect ride, Ed Dina's Auto Center has you covered. Now, let's hear from the 2018 Mountain West champion, Marcus McMarion.
Hey, it's Marcus McMarrion. At Ed Dina's Auto Center, they'll make car shopping as smooth as a game-winning play. Whether it's a truck, SUV, or the car of your dreams, their incredible team is here to guide you every step of the way. Ed Dina's Auto Center in Dinuba and now in Visalia off Mooney Boulevard. Online at eddinasautocenter.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Behind the bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader, taking up to Giants pregame coming up in just a little bit here on the show. All right, we are still in the midst of that 50 states in 50 days ESPN special. I think we got like 2 weeks left of this thing, and then they're all wrapped up and we're back to normal sports. So normal to say the least. We're going to do the state of Florida. Florida is loaded as far as athletes are concerned. So we could see all kinds of different guesses on this. I wonder, is it the small states that kill you guys, or is it the loaded states that kill you guys? Do you feel like you do better on those, or what? How do you do?
I think it's the smaller states. And generally speaking, it's usually the ones that have like one athlete. Like we did Alaska and it was one athlete. And Rhode Island, I think it was one athlete as well. Yeah. So yeah, those types. I feel like in California, like I know, or bigger states, I should say, I know some people from there. So yeah, I think I'll be a little bit better today.
Yeah. Julia, you ready for your final 50
I'm
states
ready.
and 50
Final
days trivia?
one.
Let's go.
And we got music for this. All right.
I have not heard this.
Jorge pulled it yesterday. He was so excited.
Beautiful.
So we're just gonna keep it rolling. All right, 3 athletes we got on the docket here for the state of Florida. The top 3, and we start with number 3. Can you get it? It is a 2-time NFL MVP, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler, and also a winner of the Heisman Trophy.
You said 3-time first-team All-Pro?
Yes.
Okay, and a Heisman winner. So it's got to be an offensive player. Florida.
From the state of Florida.
I want you get the guesses because it's your last day. So
no, we're not doing this.
No.
He became the first player in NFL history with 4,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards in a season.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton is incorrect.
Oh, okay.
The music's helping or hurting?
I don't know. I think we have to get through this entire segment.
The only quarterback in NFL history to record multiple seasons with 1,000 rushing yards.
I know what it is. Lamar Jackson.
Yes, it is Lamar Jackson. 2-time MVP, 2016 Heisman Trophy winner with Louisville. Your number 2 athlete from the state of Florida. Come on, Julia, we can get this. Your number 2 athlete from the state of Florida. This music is killing me. Only player in NFL history with 11 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons.
How many 1,000-yard rushing seasons?
11 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons.
11 straight. First guess, I'm just going to go with Adrian Peterson, but I don't think that's right.
Adrian Peterson is incorrect. This player was selected 17th overall by the Cowboys, but was originally belonging to the Vikings as part of the Herschel Walker trade.
Wait.
No. So, yeah, he was drafted by the Vikings, and then Herschel Walker went to the...
Okay.
I think that's how it was.
3-time Super Bowl champ, NFL MVP, 4-time All-Pro.
Yeah, Emmett is the only one that I could think of. So, Emmett
is correct.
Let's go.
Emmett Smith. Come on.
With the Super Bowls, it wouldn't be the Vikings, so.
No, certainly not.
Sorry, Julia.
All right, your number 1 athlete, according to the state ESPN from the state of Florida, is a 2-time Super Bowl champ, 6-time first-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowl selection, AP Defensive Player of the Year and was in the Hall of Fame in 2011.
2011. Retired in mid 2000s. And Defensive Player of the Year.
A 5-time first-team All-Pro selection at cornerback, most in the NFL since the 1970 merger.
Okay, so corners around that time would have been Charles, would have been Dion. That's a little too late for Dion. Yeah, Charles Woodson. No, but Charles Woodson played after that, so that's not a good pick. Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson? Incorrect. It is incorrect.
Is that too late for Dion?
Oh, yeah.
Do you figure?
Maybe. Well, you said 2011. I don't know.
Wait, enter the Hall of Fame.
No, you know what? You might be right.
You want to guess?
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Okay, Dion.
Deion
Sanders.
Deion Sanders is the guess. Yes, that is correct.
Let's go.
Julia gets the final guess in 50 States in 50 Days trivia. Julia, how's it feel to never have to do this again?
The most relieving feeling ever.
Do you feel the most stress during this segment?
I would like to say, though, that Paul and Nico were doing today in the studio just for fun, and it is a lot harder than it looks, people.
Yeah. One of the clues Dion had, I was not going to read because it would have absolutely given away. It was like played 14 seasons in the NFL and 9 in Major League Baseball. I'm just not going to give that one.
That is Michael Jordan.
Mike, there was another Brave who played in the NFL who's not nearly as good as Dion was, but I'm trying to remember. But he's not nearly also the number one athlete from the state of Florida. Your other athletes from the state of Florida list like this. By the way, Dion, Emmett, and Lamar is the number 3. We'll see if you guys disagree if there's some omissions here. Ray Lewis, Matthew Stafford, Michael Irvin, Derrick Henry, Amari Cooper, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Patrick Peterson, Khalil Mack, Ashton Genty, Steve Carlton, Chipper Jones, Andre Dawson, Gary Sheffield, Manny Machado, Chris Sale, Dwight Gooden, Jacob DeGrom, Pete Alonso, Trey Turner, Kyle Tucker, Vince Carter, Dave Robinson, Tracy McGrady, Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Ricky Carmile, Chris Everett, Sylvia Fowles. There we go. I read names.
Lamar, I think, is the one guy that I think.
You think Ray Lewis should be above Lamar right now?
I think if you ask Ravens fans, Ray Lewis.
2-time MVP is tough.
Yeah, 2-time Super Bowl champ as the best linebacker of all time.
Michael Irvin?
Yeah, Michael Irvin also has a case for sure. Who was the second guy we said? It was Dion. Who was
Emmett.
number 2? Emmett, right.
Emmett's
I think those two guys deserve to be on there.
Dion
for
and
sure.
Emmett. Yeah.
But Lamar, I would probably say Ray or one of the baseball guys.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that.
We're going to play catch-up over the weekend on, oh, my God, we're going to play catch-up by Wednesday. So there's a lot of states we're going to have to play catch-up on by Wednesday and Thursday. So we're really going to be fast and furious with it when we come back on Wednesday's edition of the show. All right. Great job, y'all. That was fun. The music makes it better. I wish we had it earlier. Anyways. All right. We just have a few minutes left before we say goodbye. Let's give out the schedule real quick. Coming up tonight, like I said, Giants and Mets. That's at 3:40, starting at pregame. 4:10 first pitch. Later tonight, the A's and the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are in Sacramento tonight. 6:30 pregame, 7:05 first pitch on 790. That's the same time tomorrow for the A's as well. Saturday, we will have Giants baseball on 14:30. That's a 12:40 pregame, 1:10 first pitch from New York. And then on Sunday, we will have Giants baseball in the morning, a 10:10 a.m. pregame with a 10:40 first pitch from New York, Giants and Mets. A's in Arizona will be at 12:30 on 790, and that'll be a 1:05 first pitch. And then later, right after the A's and Diamondbacks game, we will have Grizzlies baseball. That's a 4:50 pregame with a 5:05 first pitch between the Grizzlies and the Quakes of Rancho Cucamonga. The L.A. Dodgers affiliate is in town. And then on Monday and Tuesday, you will just have Sportsline Bulldog Hour Tony D from 2 to 3. Yours truly will be out because of Pirates and Giants starting at 3:10. Yes, that's right, 3:10. So no point in this doing a 2-minute show. So we will bow out and be out by Wednesday. So I'll be working on some other stuff and keeping tune with that. Friday Night Lights coming soon. Also, Student Athlete of the Week is coming out soon. We'll have all that stuff coming at you here on 1430 ESPN. All right, let's go around the horn. What are we watching this weekend? We got sports coming up. No football just yet this weekend. We just had our taste last night. So anything you guys are watching this weekend? Tibby, or what are you watching this weekend?
I'm watching WWE SummerSlam because there's literally no sports that I'm involved in terms of like what I'm looking for, like NFL training camp storylines. That's another thing that I'll be very interested in over the weekend.
Yeah.
And then there's like the Speedway Classic, which I'm just interested.
Is that this weekend?
I think it is this weekend. I'm not 100%.
The Braves
sure.
and the Reds playing in a racetrack?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
The last time I remember there was a racetrack game was, I believe it was Tennessee and Virginia Tech in a college football game. And
Interesting.
That was pretty crazy. So I think it's supposed to break the record for most attended game ever.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to watch if that is actually going on this weekend. Let me double check that.
It sounds like it because the Braves and Reds literally just played yesterday.
Yeah, so
and played a crazy game.
So it is tomorrow.
That is going to be tomorrow, the Speedway Classic. So we'll see in that. That'll be. I saw they put it in MLB The Show, the video game. So they put the stadium in there. I haven't played it quite yet, so I'm curious what that looks like. Julia, what are you watching this weekend for you in the world of sports?
I think I'm gonna tune into some baseball. There's some good games going on this weekend. I'm thinking Tigers, Phillies.
You watching some Royals for any particular reason?
No.
Some Yaz
I don't want
reasons?
to talk about it. And as much as I say I'm not gonna watch the Giants anymore, I know that I will.
This is the stretch. If you have any vestige of hope, this is the road trip where you're like, all right, turn it around, folks.
Yeah. So this could be my last series watching them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The next time you hear from us, they will have played a 6-game road trip. So that's literally where we're at. So this is us before. It's like the wedding trend where it's like, this is me before my first drink, and then this is me before my last drink. This is me before the Giants 6-game road trip, and then we're going to find out what I feel on Wednesday when we come back at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. This is me after the Giants 6-game road trip. So
eye bags, shaved beard, it's all gone.
Just jack from a handle. Anyway, just all of it. I'll be watching Red Sox and Astros this weekend from Fenway. That's a big series. I think of all the series in baseball, there's a lot of them. The Red Sox made very minimal moves. I mean, we took a Dodgers pitcher who's throwing 4+ ERA. I'm not very excited about it. Dustin May, I guess, is somebody I can get behind. Sure. Red Sox World Series are bust. Here we go. Anyways, that's what we got on the docket. So Giants, Mets. Last we left the Giants, we were in Rams training camp, and we were following along that just awful game, wrapping up at what was an awful series, and the Giants kind of soft sell in that sense. Julia, is it more important for this Giants team to, is it more important to see what we have in the young side of things with this team moving forward? And are we affording ourselves to see more young players? I think the pitching side of things, there's going to be a lot more opportunity for guys to just get some opportunities, especially at a bullpen. What do you have? You lose Doval now. You officially, you don't have Rogers. Although Rogers could come back next year. I mean, is it time to just kind of see what the young guys have, and that's where it is? Or is there a modicum of hope of, okay, if things go south for other teams, we can make the playoffs?
I feel like I am more interested to see what the younger guys can do at this point, but I'm also just nervous because I feel like we sold a lot of our good players or traded them for guys that we don't really know quite yet if they're going to live up to our expectations. So
yeah,
we'll see, but I would like to see how they are, so I think that'll be interesting.
It just kind of feels like we have our top 6 of the National League. With the Padres doing what they did in the trade deadline, it kind of capped it for me. I don't see any other teams getting near where the Padres are, and so it feels like the National League has kind of gate-kept itself from that with the trade deadline. So we'll see how it goes as far as that's concerned. But it's Robbie Ray tonight. Maybe there's a win in there. Robbie Ray against the Mets. We'll see. All right, Julia, thank you. And we hope to see you again at some point on the show. Don't be a stranger. Tanvir, thank you as always. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
We will be back Wednesday of next week. That's right. Giants baseball coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
No matter the time, morning, noon, or night, Black Bear Diner in Fresno has you covered. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served all day just the way you like it.